What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, or should I say, g'day. We are talking about the Australian dollar today. This one was requested to us. I think the name is Ave, like the crypto Ave. Maybe it's Avi, I don't know, or Avi. But we're gonna say Ave like the crypto. But we're not talking about crypto. We are talking about the Australian dollar. This one comes to us with the request of Mr. Ave or Mrs. Ave. We are doing this one for you, and let's just see here. I think this might have been an inspiration of my dollar analysis video that I did yesterday. But let's see. We're looking at this thing. Let's start off. Let's just get a real, because this is a long-term chart, right? Let's get a real look at this thing. Like most currencies in the world, it goes down over time. That's to be expected, right? That's not a bad thing at all. You actually had a nice little run here in 2001, back in 2001 when Bush was president, and then till July 2011. That's nice. You had a nice little uptrend there. Now you've since broken out of it. Volume is increasing. I don't know what to make of that on these kind of charts, though. I might not pay as much attention to the volume. Um, let's see here. Let's see. How do I want to do this, man? From top here to bottom. Yeah, you went down. You rejected the 0.5. Found resistance on the 382. I would think in the long term that this does spell, just looking at it at a first glance, this does spell that you want to go below this low at some point, which if you're at 63 cents to the dollar, if that's what the Australian dollar is worth, is about 63 cents to the dollar right now. You're looking at the Australian dollar. This is a 3-month chart, so this could be a couple years, could be more than a couple years, but within the decade, probably before 2030, you would probably see a move that takes you below 55 cents on the dollar. So the Australian dollar versus the US dollar is looking to make a move that is more than a 13% move to the downside. And generally, how I would kind of measure as to where this move could end, I would take this bottom to this top here and look for the extensions. And actually, there's hope. There's hope that you might not see those extensions. Maybe you do get a higher low here and you see like a deeper retracement, but if you break below this 618, I would say the chances are still good that you go even below 50 cents to the dollar or around 50 cents to the dollar, which would be, right around your previous all-time lows. I think that you would find turbulence down here. I think you would see some kind of bounce for sure. I don't think you'd go straight to the 618, though it is possible. I wouldn't think that you would do that. But looking at it on this is nice respect that you're showing on the 618. Yes, you rejected the 382. I would expect that you go below the 618. There is still hope that you could find some kind of support in this overall area here between 57 cents to 62 cents on the dollar, even above that potentially. But I would expect, just from the look of this, that if you break below the 618 here, which I think you will, I think that would imply a minimum extension of around like 49 cents to 43 cents, something like that, and probably likely around 49 cents. Not the latter one, the first one there. But let's see what the RSI looks like. We'll get into the more immediate stuff and just get a better look at this thing overall. RSI looks weak on the 3-month. Looks like you want to get oversold. I would think that you go below this low for sure, man. I really would. Below 61 cents, then likely down to this low, probably even below that. We'll see, though. How long it takes, I don't know. Firmly entrenched in a downtrend on the RSI on the monthly, looking like you're in a downtrend in itself. You've got just lower highs, low here, after low here, lower lows. This is a bit of a higher low right now, but once that gets taken out, I think that it'll start to look more bearish for what it is. Your ultimate hope would be to hold one of these two lines here. Either hold this line, the wicking basis right here, or somewhere around there, or hold this closing basis here, which you already did once, and that didn't promote anything. It promoted something for like 3/4 of a year, but nothing much after that, right? You've been going down since. So, and rejecting the 50, man, I do think that you want to go at least somewhere probably in like the lower limits of this range, but you probably do want to take that low out. But let's just keep looking and see. On the weekly RSI looks a little bit weak, kind of neutral, but definitely showing weakness. I think the Australian dollar is about to take a shit. Not like a big shit, but just like, relative to this overall range. On the daily, you are very oversold. Man, strong, showing a lot of strength to the downside. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, man, you had this double top with bearish divergence, lower lows or lower highs right there, and then you had a higher closing high over here. Classic bearish divergence, man, and you actually had this like little like it almost looks like the reverse bow, right? I was talking about this in my DXY video where you got this, here's your little W right there, and then overall it's a giant M pattern, and this is generally what you see. It's a very bearish pattern in my opinion. Man. And I don't know what the name for that is. It might have a different name, but I call it the reverse bow because I don't know the name. But yeah, man, I think maybe because you are so oversold right now, maybe you do see a reprieve in the coming like weeks. You see some kind of a relief rally up to about 65 cents, something like that, 65 to like 64.7, something like that. But you're just below 64 now. But ultimately, wherever, even if you do go up from here, it'll probably just be another lower high, and then you'll just get prepared. You'll take a little break, a little breather on this RSI, and you will probably continue to go lower in price. Maybe you go lower in the RSI, maybe you don't. But in the immediate term, man, I think the Australian dollar, if I was holding it, I don't know if I would want to be holding it, but that's okay. That's most currencies in the world, man. That's just how it is. So right now, it's hard to say. It really is hard to say if this thing will take out this low here. It's hard to say. I would generally, just from the look of the chart, assume that, but this is the Australian dollar. Things can happen on a global political scale, global economical scale that could change that, overnight. So, and that being on a 3-month time frame here, you got a lot of time for things to change. So this isn't really your conventional chart to like consider conventional rules on. Like definitely consider them, but don't bank on them. But man, just looking at this, I really generally would expect that we would see a minimum extension down here. I do think that you want to go below these lows. You probably do. The Australian dollar probably does want to return to its all-time lows inevitably, one way or another. There will be ups and downs on the way, but maybe by 2030, maybe by 2026. I don't know. I'm not that good at time analysis. I'm better at just price analysis, and all I can say is regardless of how long it takes, I do think inevitably you will see prices down here, which means that before this decade, we're in 2023, at the ass end of 2023 right now, within the next 6.3 years, I would bet that the Australian dollar versus the US dollar loses anywhere from about, let's say 16.7% to 24%. I don't like it. I don't think it looks good. Sad to say, because I definitely I like my Australian friends. I like everybody over there. You guys are all very lively people, very friendly people, very real people. But I'm being real with you right now. I don't like the way your chart looks on the Australian dollar. I think it does want to continue to go down, and that's the reality of that. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.